Hey, filthy animals. Welcome back to the Benny and Johnny show. Now with
The old man Tom.
Yeah, I was gonna say Benny and Daddy, but that didn't seem right.
Pops.
Benny and Pops. Today, kind of a bit of a surprise. The old man gave me a call and said, hey, you want to drive 900 miles from Indy to Orlando and pick up a motorcycle I bought?
Ta-da.
Sounds like a good idea. So we are doing that. So come along while we pick this up, drive it around Florida for a bit, and then head on home.
Been a great thrill.
Yeah.
What an adventure.
Yeah, they talked me into renting this for a while as well. So that's what we're cruising on, some sort of Harley Davidson. I don't know, man. It's what they had in the shop. But be out here having fun. Take it easy, guys.
After driving down on Thursday, we started Friday morning off by driving my sister's 392 Challenger over to Sky Motorsports in Sanford, Florida. Right here is my dad's first time on the bike after his test ride and purchase. So quite excited. He's got the keys and we're rolling off the parking lot right now. This is a 2022 Indian Chief, and it's the first large bike that my dad's owned. Previously, he had a Suzuki GZ250 for just over a year to get his feet under him. He wanted an Indian because it's something that his father had just after World War II. When he first told me that he was buying an Indian, I really didn't know much about them. But after a quick Google search, I gotta say I was quite impressed. This bike looks sharp. I mean real sharp, especially in white. The engine's a 111 twin-cylinder, 74 horsepower, and 108 foot-pounds of torque. It's fuel injected and has 3 driving modes: Sport, Standard, and Touring. For getting back to my sister's house, showing off the bike to her husband, and our 4 nephews, it's time to hit the road. Really want to get a few miles under his belt. We're in Florida. Compared to Indiana weather, it's quite nice, so we thought, let's capitalize on the opportunity and ride this bike around. As Florida can be, weather's a little bit unpredictable, so it wasn't long before we ran into some rain. But really didn't seem to put any damper on my dad's spirits. He was out there just as a trooper, driving in the rain under the blue skies. The next morning, though, he had the surprise for me. When we woke up, he said, "What do you think about renting a motorcycle yourself? We'll just ride over to Daytona Beach." So that's exactly what we did. Went down to the local Harley Davidson dealership and picked up this, I believe it's a Road King. It's limited. I'm not a huge Harley guy, right? But this one looks pretty good. One thing you guys might not know this, but if you buy or rent a bike, right there in the paperwork, in the contract, it states you have to blip that throttle at every stoplight to make everybody be aware that you're riding a Harley. Okay, so I'm joking about revving the engine at stoplights, but I gotta say this thing really rode smoothly. Put I think 104 miles on it in a single day, just a few hours really before we had to return it so we could drive back home to Indiana. This right here is a pretty nice view of following my dad while we're going over to Daytona Beach. One thing about that, the 3 modes on that bike, the Sport, the Standard, and the Touring, they actually have a significant change in the overall performance of the vehicle. So on Touring, I'd have to say the throttle response is a little bit subdued. You have a lot of, I'll say, tip in before the engine actually responds when you're on the Touring side. The Sport, my goodness, any movement of the wrist is directly translated to that bike. It's really fun in the Sport mode, and I gotta say, my dad really didn't feed it the onions or give it any beans, but You know, he let me ride it around for a while, and I was following my 21-year-old nephew and his supercharged Firebird. So I gotta say, I had to crack the throttle quite a bit to keep up with him, and that bike moves out. So at this point, we're pulling up to Daytona Beach, and I'm thinking, hey, we'll just cruise up and down the A1A. The old man had different plans. Let's take these brand new and rented motorcycles right out on the beach. Let's get that sea spray all over them and really test our riding skills by driving through the sand. And test them we did. You'll see I pull up around the corner a little bit. We start the talk. I'm in some soft sand on a heavy bike, and I'm watching him pull away. Rear tire is spinning, and that's when I'm trying to gently ease out of it myself, but by all means, I stall the Harley. How embarrassing, right in front of,
There you go.
well, I guess strangers on a beach that I'll never see again. And overall, that's it. We took some back state roads home to my sister's place in Sanford, had a good night's sleep, loaded the bike up, headed home to Indy early the next morning.
And all right, fun day. Big thanks to our friends at Seminole Harley Davidson here in Sanford, Florida. Pretty cool for them, just renting these out and let everybody have a good time. So fantastic ride. Dad and I went to Daytona Beach, New Smyrna, had a nice ride together. Highly recommend it. If you guys are able to get out there and rent a bike, give it a shot. First time on a Harley. I have no idea what this is or the make or model or anything like that, but it was a ton of fun. I don't know, it's like a full dressed fairing bike. Kind of like having the wind on me, especially here in Florida. It's pretty spicy out. So if you guys get a chance, rent a bike, go for a ride, enjoy life a little bit. Appreciate you guys watching. As always, stay safe, show me your tail lights.